Okay. I'm rusty. Oh, it's a little awkward. Yeah, this is why I don't plan stuff out. I just talk because when I think too hard, I mess up. But yeah, a little notepad. Okay. Come through, girl, you know we got things to do. Hey guys, so another episode of I Might Get Canceled. Today I'm here with Gee Leach, but you can call him G. I just wanted to kind of dive in and talk to him about where he is now in life, his thoughts on his career, if he has any regrets, and also ask him about his business. So that's exciting. You can introduce yourself or tell everybody, who you are.
Okay. My name is Gee Leach. Everyone calls me G. If you went to school with me, went by a few different names. Leach because I played football, but you call me whatever you want.
Of course. That was nice. So we're gonna jump right in because I like to just flow and go off the dome. But let's talk. Let's start here. What have you been doing since graduating from Tuskegee?
So originally I moved out here to Atlanta. I got a job, an engineering job, because I graduated with a mechanical engineering degree. Got a job in construction, and that's where I was at first. And I just quickly realized I did not like working for somebody at all. And as I was doing that, what I started to do is I grew up training horses. So clearly when I moved here, I bought a house. I didn't really have the land to get horses. So I just got a dog and quickly kind of got into dog training, ran into some people, started training my dog, and then eventually I made a business out of it on the side, to the point where my business was making a little bit more money than my engineering job.
Right.
So I decided, to kind of take off with it. And then definitely having my son really pushed me.
Okay, cool. And I'm glad you mentioned that because we were going to talk about it later. I don't know if everybody knows, but he is a dad. And your schedule can be really demanding. So tell me about how you kind of balance being a dad, but also dog training. Your business is hardcore. You always outside. You always have to travel for it. How do you do that?
So at first, especially when he was a baby, I would take him with me. Because he didn't start going to daycare until 3. So I would take him with me, and it was kind of, him in one hand, training dogs in the other hand. Or scheduling everything around his nap schedules. And that's why it was important that I bought the place that I'm at now, because it allowed me to be able to set it up where I could train dogs on my property, as well as have him safe and out the way.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as he got older, he got in school, so I kind of do everything around his school schedule.
Right.
So, yeah.
How old is he now, your son?
He's 4.
He's 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so does he kind of help you when you're training, or what is that like?
Yeah, I mean, he could be a distraction. He good at that. But, yeah, I mean, he loves to help me, with the puppies. When we come home, part of me teaching him responsibility is, before we even go in the house, as soon as we get home, we have to make sure the dog's okay. Feed them in the evening times, give them clean water, clean kennels. And of course, he does his little 40-year-old things. But for the most part, he really is learning and trying to help him understand it. Hey Dad, we gotta do this when we get home.
Yeah.
So it's paying off.
So he's understanding the concept of having responsibilities.
Yeah.
Basically, this is something we have to take care of every day consistently. Sure. So I think that's really cool. And how many dogs do you have? Because now you're talking about dogs, kennels, So
personally, I have 3 dogs now.
Okay.
I do have a litter of puppies on the ground because I breed Rottweilers as well as train any dog. But I do breed Rottweilers. And so, but I can pretty much house up to 21 dogs. So I have an indoor-outdoor kennel. I have kennels all across my property. Everything is under surveillance, climate controlled. So, I mean, that's the whole point. That way I could kind of keep work away from home, even though it's all on the same property.
Okay, that's cool. So is it kind of like a doggy hotel?
Kind of, sort of, when a lot of people do boarding, so I do get some celebrities, athletes, they'll board their dogs with me. That allows them to, each dog has a 10-foot running kennel.
Yeah.
That could be inside, where it's climate controlled, or it could be outside, because some breeds, like Rottweilers, they like to be outside in the cold.
Yeah.
So even when it's really, really cold, they like to be on the outside part. Then you have some dogs like Dobermans. They're single-coated dogs. They'd rather be inside.
Okay.
The dogs get to choose.
They get to choose. You let them kind of just sniff their way up to whichever one they prefer.
Yeah, so it's a door that kind of separates it. So it's like part of the kennel, half the kennel is like indoor, and then half of the kennel is outdoor. So they can use the bathroom outside if they need to.
So they get freedom.
Yeah, but we also try to the best thing I figured out is to try to take each dog out individually as well too. That eliminates cleanup as well as, give the dogs one-on-one time.
Right.
Yeah, so.
I can see how that could be a problem. They probably start to fight each other or, playfully.
Yeah.
But that's how dogs do. So how did you transition? You kind of already talked about it, but it was just in the back of my mind. How did you transition from being in engineering to being an entrepreneur? I know you said you looked up and you were making more money from your side hustle, so you kind of left it in the dust. But did you have any skills already, or did you have to learn how to be an entrepreneur?
I kind of already had the skills, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Just the way that I ran things at work, and just the way I kind of grew up, it pushed me to know how to do everything on your own. Always, never let somebody else be in charge of pretty much how you eat. So I learned a lot of skills on the way. I'm always constantly in the state of learning about financial literacy. I'm big on that. And so a lot of it was trial and error. But thankfully, one thing about me, I always have a mentor or something, especially when it comes to business, anything. And luckily I had the right people in my corner, so I did make mistakes, but I made very minimal mistakes.
Okay. You run a strict program. I like that. What is the most challenging to most rewarding thing about your job?
The most challenging thing is the people. To the point where training dogs is easy.
Yeah.
No matter how tough. I deal with kind of Corsos, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, Malinois, all these aggressive breeds. Communicating with the dog is easy. Communicating with the owners is hard.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, what they do is they humanize dogs. So they see their dog as their baby, which I understand, because some people, you never know the situation.
Yeah.
Now I feel like that's kind of what separates me from other trainers is they just see a dog. With me, I understand this dog is this person's family. And instead of me trying to get this person just to see the dog as a dog, well, let me just help this person and this dog kind of build a hierarchy. This isn't, because a lot of people, what they'll have is they have kids and they'll have an aggressive dog. And they'll be like, oh, well, Bear, he's my baby as well too. It's Bear,
Bear will take your kid out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I have to kind of put that in their head before it gets too late to the point where the dog gets put down or the child gets hurt. They're not on the same level.
Yeah.
And communicating that to people, it could be challenging sometimes, but thankfully, I go to therapy, and the things that I've learned in therapy has really helped me communicate with people, because most people who own dogs, to be honest, mentally, something's a little loose up top.
Yeah.
So it's you have to find a way to communicate with them, because if not, it could come off in a way where they're not taking the information in, and they're gonna fight against you.
Okay, so then you kind of just mentioned therapy helping you better communicate with the owners. What are some other things that therapy has taught you, just with, interrelationships, or just, building rapport with people? How has that helped you?
So the best way therapy has helped me as a person, just a person in general, because like I said, the way I grew up pretty much where I had to say what had to be said. I don't, you don't really say how you feel. I'm not gonna say I had the worst childhood, but I had a pretty rough childhood, and I didn't know how to communicate. Or, honestly, I didn't know how to comprehend as well too.
Yeah.
So learning that through, whether it's failed relationships, family relationships, or whatever it may be, it has taught me how to communicate with people, whether dating people, whether I am, dealing with a client, even when I'm dealing with my son, trying not to put childhood trauma on him. As well too. But it's helped me in each and every aspect. I have a lot of friends who are entrepreneurs, and I tell them all the time, I was you need to get in therapy, because therapy has literally grown my business by 40%.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think the stigma is on therapy in black men? What's a misconception?
Like, being vulnerable makes you weak. And I used to be the same way. I'm like, man, I did not want to be vulnerable with anybody because I don't want people to see me as being weak.
Right.
But once I figured out like that I can be vulnerable and that it doesn't show that I'm weak, and most people don't even see it as that. Like, you tell somebody, I mean, you don't got to tell them all your business, but if you tell somebody, hey, you know, like a very vulnerable moment, most of the time they'll look at you like, you know what, I commend you for that. Not that, oh, you weak.
Right.
You know, and I had to get that out of my head because I am my worst critic.
I know him outside of this, so I can agree, but also I'm glad that you're doing the work.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the past looks like, I feel like I've seen a lot of growth within you personally, so hey, shout out to you. Okay, so how do you feel about the saying, new levels, new devils? By the way, my disclaimer, I don't claim devils, it's just a saying. So how do you feel about that?
I definitely, you know, I feel that with it. As soon as, especially like in life, you know, like as soon as you like master one level, it's like you're at the bottom of the next. And even like with kids, because you know you have a son as well too. It's like once you get used to one stage, they grow right into another one.
I know, right?
And it's the same thing in life, like whether it's our careers, whether it's, you know, anything that we go through in life. It's like as soon as you get used to something, you have to go like through a new level. But that's part of growth. There's nothing comfortable about growth.
Right.
To the point now it's like, and I have to get used to this, I have to get used to being comfortable sometimes. I'm so used to being in a state of uncomfortability. It's kind of like when I do get comfortable, it's like, okay, I know something is about to happen. Like I just feel like I'm in the eye of a storm. So
your mind can trick you. Like, your mind can trick you into feeling like you're not deserving of peace or deserving of happiness or even winning. Right. And so that's when that self-doubt and stuff starts to creep in. You just got to be stronger than your mind. And you're doing a good job. So how does fitness and health and wellness play a role in your career? Because they don't, look, we talking about it, but I don't think they truly understand how much physical activity goes into what you do. So how does it play a role?
It's a form of therapy, for sure. I would say like, I don't even work out necessarily to just be physically fit, but more so it really helps me clear my mind. Because I do have a lot of like anxiety, or I'm always worried about, you know, deadlines, things like that. Sometimes I have to just like go literally work out, listen to gospel music, listen to a sermon, and that allows me to, you know, to really like clear my mind, but also physically feel better about myself. I have to find some way, like I always believe in, you invest in three things: your mind, body, and spirit. Right. So every single day, like whether I'm learning about financial literacy, whether I'm investing in like, you know, my spirit as far as like while I'm working out, listening to sermons, doing Bible study, whatever it may be, but also working on my body as well too. So it allows me to, like, with those three things, it allows me to constantly work on myself. Whether I'm weak in one area, I can strengthen the other two. Yeah. I like that. And it all ties together. Yeah. What are you doing? Like, I know you said it's more so like a hobby, something that helps you clear your mind. But I was going to ask, what are you doing to maintain your health goals, if you have any? If you have health goals. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next, because I am starting to get to the point I'm kind of, I'm not saying getting stagnant, but it's getting repetitive. So it's like I do want to find something to do, so I do have to kind of clear my schedule a little bit. But I mean, the main reason I do work out is because dog training is so physical. I do a lot of protection work. Right. But now I want to work out for something else. I don't know if I want to get into powerlifting, maybe a little bit of bodybuilding. I kind of, you know, I really don't know yet. But that is something that I want to figure out before this year ends, so it could be my 2026 goal. Okay, well, the possibilities are endless, and we look forward to seeing, you know, what's going to come of that. So, the next question I was going to ask, we talked about it a little. Is your mental health ever affected by all of this? Your workload, your job, being a single father? Is your mental ever affected by it? And you can, this is a safe space. No, it always is. Man, changing the way you think, really, it really determines your growth. You know, like you said, you know, with your mental health, because I had to get myself out of that state of survival. And it's little bitty things that you don't even know of, like sometimes, because I'm big on like having a budget.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a certain amount set aside just to be able to eat or whatever that is, if like that's running low, it kind of puts me in a state of like thinking about like being a kid and not knowing your next meal is coming from. But it's like I'm not in that place anymore.
Yeah.
So definitely like working on my mental to kind of break those curses and those patterns, because that's the biggest thing with mental health and spiritual health too.
Yeah.
Is you have to break certain patterns.
Right.
And I'm not perfect, you know, for sure, but at the same time, like I'm constantly working on myself every day, just trying to be a better person in general, and that trickles down to being a better father, not, you know, putting that trauma onto my son.
Yeah.
In everything that I do.
I think, look, Logan seems happy to me. Hey, he loves it, so.
Yeah.
Do you have, I'm not done with that. Yeah. I want to still talk about that. What advice do you have for black men, especially younger ones, or black men who have had to be like the man of the house at a young age or something like that? What's some healthy outlets that they could explore to keep from? Black men have the issue of suffering in silence. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So how can we stop them from doing that? What is some advice you could give them?
That you're not the only one going through whatever that you're going through. Like you said, a lot of black men suffer in silence. So, you know, it could be a room full of us and nobody's talking.
Yeah.
And that's the problem right there, because it might be somebody going through the same exact thing that you're going through. And, you know, through sports, it's something about like camaraderie. About like knowing that your brother is right there going through the same thing that you're going through.
Yeah.
So I feel like more black men need to talk, just speak up. And you don't necessarily have to go to therapy, even though I suggest it, but just talk to somebody. Find you somebody that you can really trust in. Something I had read the other day was, a lot of times like we don't really, everybody say they have social anxiety.
Yeah.
A lot of times you don't have social anxiety, you're just surrounded by the wrong people. So
That's
you gotta
true.
look at your crowd who you're around too, because if you feel like you can't share with these people and you can't be vulnerable with these people, and that all they do is take from you, take, then you need to change your environment.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of young black men, is because they think they have to do it on their own, and you don't have to. Nobody does it on their own.
Right.
No matter who you ask, they're gonna tell you, nah, I didn't do it on my own.
Realistically,
Yeah.
people just don't know that. They don't talk about that out loud.
Right.
But nobody's doing it alone.
Yes.
So, yeah, y'all heard it here first. Do you have any regrets in regards to your degree or college choice? No shade, 'cause I love my school, but.
Nah, you know, I'll say college choice, no. Degree, sometimes I wish I would have went for a business or whatever it may have been, but I don't, this is my thing, I don't have any regrets.
Yeah.
I had to get myself out of that mindset of having like regrets, saying what if, you know, and really just trusting in the plan that God has for me. Because if I wasn't as focused as I was in school and until I probably wouldn't finish.
That's true.
And even though like I'm in a career where it doesn't involve college, I made a ton of like connections through Tuskegee. Like that's where honestly I started dog training at, because at the time I was dating someone, I would, you know, come back and my dog was trained. Everybody asked like, oh, you know, I want my dog trained like that.
Right.
And that kind of like helped me build up my confidence.
Yeah.
And then like shoot, I brought it back to Atlanta. Like I said, I had, you know, other mentors and stuff like that. So it's like I don't have any regrets when it comes to school choice or even my degree, because at some point in time I am gonna want to get back into engineering.
Okay.
So we'll see.
That's cool. I hate to keep going back to it, but what are some things you were doing at Tuskegee with your dog that other people, it made them turn their head like, what you doing with this dog? Because now I want to know.
Just the fact of like telling your dog down and the dog saying it. And no matter like people talking and they forget like, oh, you know, I forgot you even had your dog in the down. Or they'll see like sometimes I would like go on a football field and train my dog and do certain things. And people would like always ask. And I would post a lot of videos.
Yeah.
And that's how I started. Yeah, I'll post a lot of videos just on like my story. No, towards like the end of college.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I was just in a totally different world back then, because I don't remember you even training dogs at Ski.
No, I wasn't. I was just
training your dog.
Yeah. And then it just kind of just trickled down.
Okay. See, it's in you, not on you. I'll tell you that much. I think you were made for it. What is something that life has taught you? Just in general, this can be broad. Deep pump.
Yeah, it goes back to, so 2022, I was going through this little transition phase. I think everybody around that 25, 26-year-old stage, what happens is you kind of, it's almost like you're not where you want to be, or you thought that you would be in your 20s. And I was kind of going through that stage, like, I'm accomplishing a lot of things, but at the same time, I'm just not where I want to be at.
Yeah.
And I knew it was something I had to work on, and I'm working on everything. I'm working on everything physically, but it was just something like on the inside that just felt kind of empty. And I kept seeing this quote over and over and over again from my favorite motivational speaker, Dr. Johnson, and it said, maybe the journey isn't about becoming anything, maybe it's about unbecoming, so you can be who you really are. And I kept seeing that throughout the year over and over and over again. And that's exactly what was happening. Like a lot of things that I grew up thinking was okay, or just the way that I thought of things like in college, no matter how things have shaped me, especially like football, I realized it wasn't okay.
Yeah.
And having to undo those things, especially like having my son, because that's something like growing up, I always like pray for a second chance at childhood. And it's crazy how God, he answered your prayers because he gave me him. He just like I was, just wild. And it's like, I do get that second chance through him. So, I guess that's,
safe to say you really enjoy being a dad. I feel like you put your whole heart into that.
I do.
And to me, it don't seem like a lot of men are like that with their sons. But hey, I'm just observing. What area of your life do you feel like you've been playing it too safe in? And what are you gonna do to get yourself out of that or that mindset? And I know everybody's been playing it safe somewhere, so don't say I don't know nothing.
I feel like that's a great question.
That's what I ask everybody who comes on the show.
I've been playing it safe with dang, hold on.
Take your time.
I think my next step in business, because my business has really been growing over the past few years. It's literally doubled every year.
Yeah.
And it's to a point now where I can't do everything by myself. So it's like I have, trainers, I have kennel techs, I have people handling my marketing and all those things, but I'm ready to grow the business to a point where I am in a managing role and not just working, because I have other business ideas.
Right. Oh. Okay.
So I really want to, I've been playing it safe by like almost staying comfortable.
Yeah. So
I gotta get a little bit uncomfortable when it comes to that.
Okay. And what ways are you gonna try to do that?
Instead of, and this is something I've been working on towards the end of this year, instead of like trying to make sure I'm okay, more so make sure my business is all right. Like, take care of the business first, and then everything else will play out.
Right.
Which it has. I think when it comes to anything, especially like with dogs, right? People ask like, how can you make, a career out of training dogs or whatever it may be, breeding? You have to be passionate about it.
You do.
And that's what has gotten me as far as I am. So as long as I'm still passionate about it, I think everything will play out, because at one point in time, it did start to get to, it was feeling like a job. And it was miserable, and it took that passion away, and I was about to quit.
Yeah. And
then I had to really hire somebody, like take the chance on hiring people. And then learning through that, okay, everything is all right. So getting out of that state of anxiety.
I love it. Oh, you're very well spoken, very. So I know this might be private, you might be keeping it close to your chest, but why not? Do you want to share with us what some of your future ideas might be? Don't give us your best idea. Just give us something.
Nah, so I am, it's crazy you say that. I am getting ready to launch a business consulting firm in January.
Uh-oh.
So it's called Advanced Total Solutions.
Oh,
and what we'll be doing is, like how I was talking about earlier about, I made a lot of mistakes early in business. To help people who want to start a business, help them not make those mistakes.
Right.
As well as push the people who don't really have the confidence, who feel like I can't do this, whether it's start the business, whether it's grow the business, or even scale it out.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be doing, is bringing my experience along with my business partner, her experience as well too. That way people, because we're living in an age now where we have a lot of entrepreneurs to the point, like, for instance, like my dad, he can't relate because they come from an age of get a good job, benefits, working hard. But now it's like, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, and everybody can because we have technology and things like that. So you can literally start a business as simple as that. Everybody's not made for entrepreneurship though.
And I say that with confidence because I take myself as an example. I just don't, I don't know what it is. I feel like that stresses me out sometimes. I kind of prefer something more simple. Like, give me directions, tell me what I need to do, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, but just because that's not your, your thing, it doesn't mean that you aren't growing as a person or you can't grow. So like, kind of going back to that business idea, even if you have something you want to do on the side and you say, I don't want to make this something mainstream, we can still help you with that too.
Yeah. And I do a lot of things, like, that's what's crazy. I do a little stuff on the side. Like, this is kind of my on the side thing, but I do it for leisure because I enjoy it, not because I'm looking for a viral moment. Right. I just like the so I be on here
But that's the thing about business is like, if you can, something's going to always grow as long as you keep that passion. Yeah. And then it becomes a job, it stops growing, or it gets to the point where like you just want to be done with it. Yes. So, I mean, that's something else that we can help with too.
Yeah, look, y'all heard it here first. Listen, follow his page as soon as he drops it. And I'm going to drop the dog training page too. But yeah, no, I always feel like I have anxiety real bad too. And so I overthink everything to the point where it's like I shut down now. I don't want to think, I don't want to talk. I don't want to do, I just want to be. And I know we talk about men's mental health, which it matters. Women's does too. That fact, mom's mental health matters.
No, I believe, wholeheartedly. It's tough just being a parent. I can't, relate. I'm not a mom or dad.
But your dad, so.
But, I mean, one thing I can say, like, I see my kid's mom. He is a great mom. And I always give her, give her roses for that. Yeah. For sure, because it definitely takes two. But, as far as like anxiety is something that I'm learning that we have to be able to control. Like everybody has fear. Yeah. It's all throughout the Bible, right? But at the same time, it doesn't really say anything about anxiety. Anxiety is more so fear of the past. We fear like things that have happened to us.
Maybe. Or fear of the future.
Not necessarily. I mean, we always kind of are scared of the future.
True.
But that doesn't stop us. But it's when we think about what has happened to us, that's what kind of stops us from moving forward, and that's anxiety.
You're right. You just ate me up. But seriously, because for me, it's more of a like, I don't like not knowing, so fear of the unknown, fear of the what if, fear of this could happen, that's where my anxiety comes in. Right. I get hella anxious just off the thought, like, but I've been learning how to calm myself down. I haven't really been bad with it in a while, so I'm proud of that. This has helped me. I be on here talking with people. I be nervous. Seriously.
But you got to think about this. So, like how you said that, do you feel like you've ever really like failed?
Are you going to be mad if I say yes?
No, I'm just.
But I mean, yes, I do feel like I failed.
But you still here today.
Yeah, I am.
So you got to just change your mindset of, instead of thinking of things as failures, think of it more so as a pivoting point. So I had to stop thinking of, I didn't do like, for instance, like not going to NFL or whatever it may be, like, oh, I failed at that. No, it was a pivoting point because now that I look at the blessings that I do have with my business and my son and things like that, I'm glad I didn't go down that path.
Yeah, because your life will be so different.
Yeah, so it's all a mindset thing.
I'm also learning to embrace each phase of life because I know that everything happens for a reason. So like all the stuff that you went through, it's not in vain. Something has to come of this. Right. What's one thing that you feel like happened for a reason and it helped you out in the long run? Like you're so much better now because of it. Or you've learned and grown from it?
I've definitely learned to be patient. I was very impatient about everything. Like, if I wanted a result of something, I wanted it right then and right there. And now, like, I have to be patient because if I rush everything or if I rush a decision, it can't be costly. Yeah. So, there's that.
Learning how to be patient. I like that. So on your arm, you have a tattoo. Is that a tribal tattoo?
It is. Yeah. So my biological mom, she's from Guam.
Okay.
So I have this tattoo right here too, which is the Guam seal. And then I have this one. I got it a year ago now, and he freehanded it. And matter of fact, I think I was one of the last people that he was able to tattoo because he ended up having a stroke, so he can't tattoo anymore.
No way.
Yeah.
See, now it has real meaning. You know that, right? So it's crazy because I've never really seen the tribal tattoos in person on somebody, but like, what's the history behind it for somebody who doesn't know?
So with this one, right, the way that it's shaped, these are called Lottie stones. So on Guam, everybody builds their houses on these stones called Lottie stones, like they're like foundational stones. And pretty much the reason that he did this tattoo is because as he was drawing it, he literally kind of drew it on my arm. And I was telling him my story. He was like, the reason that he did this because it showed that everything that I've been through, nothing has been able to knock me over. So that, and then of course, like, it's got like traditional Guam designs as far as like the basket weaving and different leaves and things like that.
That's so cool. Yeah. Okay, and that was burning in the back of my mind this whole time.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it hurt. Like, one thing they said, and it's true, they said you don't get a tribal tattoo, you survive it.
Now that puts it into perspective. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I thought that people just get it because they're part of a culture and it's cultural. I didn't know it's like telling a story. That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah. I mean, some people, they do get it because it just look cool or whatever. But like, I got a guy, this is what he does. What he did. And, like I said, he literally like freehanded. It was nothing that he did on here that he really had like stencil or anything like that.
Too cool. How do I do that?
Just talk to me.
Okay.
Like you said, you feel like...
Oh yeah, like, I feel like I've been really locked in with trying to get my finances together because if any time is the time to be having your money right, it's now. Like, I'm tired of being in a place where I feel like I'm penny pinching or living check to check, or I can't do the things I want to do. Like, that ain't the life I'm trying to live in the long run, so I'm doing the work that needs to be done now, I guess,
No, I feel what you're saying. Like I said, it goes back to the mindset thing. Because this platform that you got right here, this is big. It's bigger than what you think it is. You just got to see it as being as big as what like other people see. Like when I had seen it, and I asked you, we was talking about this. I was like, man, like, I'm excited about this. Like, for me, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want you to think like, oh, this is just whatever. Like, this is big. I've never got to talk or do anything like this on a big platform.
That's why I'm glad I have it. Initially, like, I feel like I am achieving one of my goals. I'm bringing people on here, allowing them a safe space to open up, people who have never opened up before.
Right. People
have never seen you talk. Like, they follow you on Instagram, but they don't know Leach behind behind Instagram.
Not for sure.
I just feel like it's hard because I don't really have a team. Like, I'm a one-man band over here. I'm doing the editing. I'm the ideas. I'm the film behind it. Like, I come up with everything, and it gets overwhelming.
But do you ever have you talked about like collaborating with people, maybe even working something out where maybe one time that they help you behind the camera and then, vice versa?
I think I'm open to it. I haven't met people with the same type of passion and desire for this as me. Like, when I first started it, I guess my vision in mind was, okay, when I was at Tuskegee, I was focusing on sports, so I'm just going to interview athletes. And then as I started to, keep doing my podcast, I realized there were so many different cool people who I could bring on and stuff that I felt like people would be interested in. And it kind of made me feel like my audience was no longer just athletes. My audience is kind of, millennials, anybody young in turn, like.
But even when it comes to like, hypothetically speaking, if you had to pay somebody, right? Don't think of it, I can't afford it. Think of how can I afford it.
Yeah.
Because in the end, it's gonna pay for itself. Delayed gratification. So
how can I pay for it?
Yeah.
Great question.
Or how can I make this work? Don't think I can't make this work because I don't have the funds. No, how can I make this work? Like you make it, you don't even know this right now. You making it work now by doing everything that you. I was the same way with dog training. I was cleaning kennels. I was training dogs. I was calling clients. I was doing all my I was doing everything by myself.
Yeah.
And I was making the money, but because I was doing all that, it was like I realized real quick that time and money, like time does not equal money at all. I'd rather, if I could, what you want to do is you want to be able to make more money and spend less time. Or at the least, even if you make the same amount of money, spend less time.
I see what you're saying. It's just hard to put that into action.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to put action behind that, but I definitely see where you're coming from. Because you got the vision, and I got a vision too. I don't know how I'm executing it at the moment.
You doing like this is like you doing it.
Like if they could see what the setup is behind the camera, I really just be trying to put it together. But I'm using my resources. Like I built this in my house by myself.
You know, exactly. So if you did this by yourself, imagine what you could do if you had a team.
Exactly. I'm taking applications. Just kidding. But it really, I could use some good editors on my team, somebody who could turn it around quick because y'all know me. It might take me a week or a month or 3 to.
Like I said, it's all about the quality.
Yeah.
Even if you're not putting out as many episodes or whatever it may be, the episodes that you do putting out, you got content for weeks, months, whatever it may be. Like that's what it's about.
I gotta make it stretch. I feel like I just gotta do better with making it. It's so many speakable moments in these interviews that I could be chopping up, you know, and putting out. But I'm working towards it. I am. Like one day.
Do you feel like you need to edit everything at one time though?
Yes, and I think that's where the overwhelming feeling comes from for me. If I feel too overwhelmed with it, I'm gonna put it away and not look at it for a while. And that's my problem. Like it'll be a month and I haven't looked at it because I was overwhelmed that one time. You know, and I haven't even tried. And then when I try, one minor inconvenience make me be like, I ain't doing this right now. You know, I'm not doing this right now. And I hate that because I used to love editing.
You got to get out that mindset. Like you chop a tree down one swing at a time. So it's the same thing. Like even when it comes to this, because I'm telling you, this is fire for real. But you just gotta get out your own head.
Yeah.
You stopping you.
I am. Like you said, I'm my biggest critic and my biggest enemy. Because people really do show love. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and act like people don't support and show love. They do, and they be listening. I think I just know it could be better. It has a lot more potential. I'm just not tapped into it.
Man, like I said, this is a very beautiful thing that you have going on.
Thank you. Yeah.
I got 2 moms though.
You do. Let's talk about both of them. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said your birth mother is from Guam. Who raised you? Did your mom raise you?
Nah, so I was adopted by family friends when I was 6. And that's why I'm from Alabama. So I went to school in Alabama.
Okay.
You know, that's where I grew up at. So yeah, you know, God, He blessed me with 2 moms.
Okay, your bonus family.
Yeah.
I love that. What was that like growing up for you? And how did that make you feel as a young boy? Like isolated or just, I don't know.
I'll say this, it was tough. It really was tough because my adopted mom, she was doing the best that she could. You know, she had 2 kids of her own, my little brother and little sister. And same thing with my pops, he always worked as well too. But it was like, it was tough because I was so angry all the time. So, you know, when things did come out, they came out, you know, I would burst. But for the most part, it just, like I always felt like I always felt like I didn't belong. You know, and it was tough, like, you know, I'm in school or whatever it may be, and, you know, they have all these events, and everybody else's parents come in.
Yeah. And
then, you know, for me, I couldn't see the fact that I was blessed to have, like, an adopted parent. Like, I had a parent, and not even adopted parent, I had a parent there. And I just was like, I wanted my mom to be there, you know what I'm saying?
But that's natural.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a human reaction to just want your, like, why can't my mom be here?
Right.
And no, you're not mad at them, you don't take it out on them, but like, dang.
Yeah.
You know? So I guess as a young boy, how did you learn how to sort through those feelings and emotions as you grew into a grown man? And also, did the feelings you had back then kind of create a trauma for you?
I'm gonna tie it all together. So pretty much what I learned as a kid was I learned that nobody was gonna give me anything. I literally remember that in first grade. I was like, man, nobody's gonna give me anything, so I earned everything. I used to love to run, so of course we just get like little rewards at PE for running and stuff. And that's like where my work ethic started kicking in at. From that point on, I said nobody was gonna outwork me.
That part.
And that's just kind of been my mentality. As far as like the nurturing aspect of it, because me and my adopted mom, like we didn't have the best relationship growing up, so I didn't really get nurtured like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like a lot of, the way I always tell people, it's like when it comes to like young boys, they need to be like cultivated, nurtured, and then once they get to a certain point, you know, that's when they need to be like forged. Well, I feel like from an early age, I was forged. And the reason being is because, you know, we talk about this because, you know, thankfully for like therapy and stuff like that, it's because, you know, my adopted mom, she just wanted to make sure that I was gonna be okay. Like no matter what, whether she was there or whether she wasn't there, like there's no telling what might happen if I did go back with my mom or whatever it may be, that I was gonna be okay. So like growing up, I just kind of, you know, I always put myself in the mind state of like, I need to be a man. Like as soon as, you know, me and my mom, as soon as my mom gave me up, I put myself in the mind state of at 6 that it's my job to find a way back to be back with my mom.
Oh, that's real.
So I've always had that mindset, like kind of growing up, and you know, through therapy, like I'm working on getting out of that mind, like understanding like that's not okay. I didn't deserve that. So it definitely has been like a lot of trauma that I'm undoing, a lot of things that I've learned. Like I said, I've created a lot of patterns that has helped me survive. But now I'm to the point where those things, they're not going to help me through this next stage of my life. They're not going to help me be a dad because I'm not going to raise my son like that.
Right.
You know?
You focused on like doing it differently.
Yeah.
And I can totally get that. Do you feel like maybe in the process, and this is just me asking questions, but do you feel like maybe in the process you hurt other people because you were hurting?
For sure.
Yeah.
I definitely, you know, I take accountability for that. For the people that I've hurt in the past, and for the people that I've allowed to hurt me, for having lack of boundaries. Growing up, I didn't really feel like, I never felt like I was loved, so I feel like I feel like if I love somebody hard enough, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna forget to love myself.
Yeah.
And no matter what, you always gonna have that hole. You could love them all you want to, you still gonna have that hole. It's not gonna fix the problem. So that's something I've been learning a lot of now, is like learning to love myself, set boundaries, because now when it comes to dating or whatever it may be, it's like, you know, even like, you know, just regular friendships, there's certain things I just don't let it slide. Like I'm not about to suffer that way anymore.
Yeah.
You know, or if I see like a red flag or whatever it may be, like I'm not going for that.
Right. So, and the fact that you can identify, everybody don't have that gift to be able to see red flags instantly and be like, I'm cool on that, or nah. Yeah. But that's like discernment. God gives certain people that gift, because if you don't have that gift, then you need to try and find it.
Yeah.
You know, people will really play in your face. So I'm glad that you've been learning and you taking accountability. That's all you can do. You can't change the past, but you can say, I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
And whether other people choose to believe it or not, that's up to them. I don't really care.
Right.
So I mean, hey.
Yeah, because a lot of times, you know, like you said, like they say, hurt people, but also hurt people allow hurt people to hurt them.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to patterns. And that was my thing, like, clearly somebody might not be good for me or whatever it is, like, but because I always wanted to find the best in people, I would still allow that person my space, knowing it wasn't right. But like I said, it's not something I can point my finger at them for. I allow them into my space.
Right.
So I take accountability for that. That's on me.
Sounds so familiar. For real, because the person I am now is not who I once was. And I really didn't become this person until like recently when I had my child.
Right.
That's when I really was like, yeah, I know who I am. It has changed me.
Yeah.
And honestly, for the best. I wish I was this person all along, because I used to allow way too many people access into my space, and calling people my friends, and just being real, like, friendly. And I would like to think I'm not friendly anymore. I'm nice.
So cool. I can ask you something?
Yeah.
So why do you think that God gave you a son instead of a daughter?
I like this question. So God gave me what I needed at the time, or what I needed out of life, period. Okay, so my birth father, he passed away when I was 3. And I kind of was so young that I didn't really get a chance to process that, but my mom ended up remarrying, so we left from Alabama to Houston, and just started this whole new life. Mind you, I'm still kind of young, so I'm not really, of course I'm excited at the time. I'm like, well, we moving into a big house, we going to Texas. Yeah, so once I started hitting those teenage years, that's when it really started to hit me, like, I don't have a connection with any male for real, like, I don't feel loved by any male. And I had my stepdad, God rest his soul, because he did just pass. I love him to death, but there's a certain love that only a girl's father can give her. And I feel like in life I was robbed of that, and even as an adult I'm still trying to heal from it. I'm not healing from his death, I'm healing from his absence. Like, I'm trying to, and so when God gave me a son instead of a daughter, I was saying I wanted a girl for the aesthetic, I want a little girl, cutesy, whatever. But when I found out I was pregnant with a boy, I really knew. I said, yeah, God is trying to show me something. And he did, because from the moment that he was born, I finally kind of understood what it felt like. My mom could tell me all day, your daddy loved you. Oh, he was like this about you. He said this, but until I could hear it and see it, it just seems like nothing to me, So, yeah, I feel like me having my son really taught me how to have boundaries. It taught me how to not let anybody play with me. It taught me how to, okay, this is unconditional love. And anything that these dudes is giving you, if it's not making you feel how this makes you feel, then it's not for you. And that has helped me just keep a lot of squares out my circle. Like, literally, men, I be giving them a hard time now. I just be like, But yeah, I appreciate that question, because I never really talked about that. Thank God for Ja.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like he gave you a son and not a daughter?
I always thought I was gonna be a girl dad.
I would have thought that too. You give girl dad.
I just knew I was gonna be a girl dad, and I thought he was gonna give me a girl because I was like, he needed to soften me up, because I felt like I thought I was so tough. But I think he gave me a son to make me realize that I wasn't as tough as I thought I was, and there's some things on the inside I need to work on. And if I did I honestly feel like if I did have a little girl first, I'd probably still be going through a lot of things. Like, I wouldn't have fixed a lot of things that I'm fixing now. Like, looking at my son, even though he don't listen,
don't
listen at all. Like, looking at him, it do make me realize, like, okay, that's why I'm like that.
Yeah, you can kind of see your qualities in someone else.
Yeah, because like I said, being adopted, I didn't have, I ain't really have like my mom or my dad. So I always wondered why I was the way I was, or was this genetic, or what it may be. But it's a lot of things with him that I see, like, he's a very emotional child. I was a very emotional child. So it's not just all the trauma, but at the same time, it was like, okay, my folks just didn't know how to handle this. So now it allows me to be able to heal those issues on the inside of me, as well as make sure I don't make that mistake with him.
I like that though, because I feel like it helps you, the way that you're raising him. He's gonna have less issues when he gets older. You've already been through some things, you've seen a lot of different stuff in your time, and so now you get like a second chance to try and do it the right way. Let me teach Logan how to regulate his emotions. Let me teach Logan how to 7:24 p.m. Okay, just letting him know, having his mind set up so that when the world tries to tear him down, he won't crumble, because this world will try to do that.
Yeah, it definitely does that, especially for Black people in general. We already have a lot against us, and I realized that in the workplace, in business, everything, it's kind of just one of those things, like, it's just the hand that was dealt.
Yeah, and you just gotta learn how to play it. I ain't a rapper. What your dog's doing right now?
Oh, watch. I got those puppies at the house.
Are you selling those?
I only got one available,
But even though I breed raw, I don't breed family pets. My
Only,
dogs
what
will
type of
really
dogs are
eat
they?
you up.
Oh.
Like I breed I deal with old German working lines, so like I deal with military type dogs.
Oh.
So
like
they make good pets, but they have to be in the right home. Like my dogs, they great, but at the same time, I know Doughboy, I'm not gonna let him in the house and be all on the couch and stuff like that, because as soon as he get comfortable and somebody else try to sit on that couch, he probably gonna bite him. Ain't no probably, he is.
I thought they were like trained in a way where they don't react that way.
They are, but this is the thing. Like people humanize dogs. I can't put my dog in a position. I know who he is. I can't put him in a position
To try him.
to make a decision on what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
I gotta set him up for success and failure or whatever it may be. Like that's why I tell people with the crate training, if you're not paying attention to the puppy, put the puppy in the crate. It's 8 weeks old. What did you know at 8 weeks?
Exactly. That's why they be peeing on everything and stuff.
Well, I whooped him. When I found out that he used the bathroom, I was like, how far, how long was it? Oh, it's about an hour ago. That dog don't know what he got whooped for.
Poor dog.
He don't know what you put his face in there for or anything.
So that don't really work, putting their face to it.
Like, if you catch a dog in the act of using the bathroom and you get onto him, that has a better chance of working. But if you teach the dog how to do something the right way the first time, then that has an even better chance.
But sometimes you get a dog and they've already been, like, they're not trained or anything, so they've already been peeing all over the place wherever they want to. How does that work, though?
It's just like if you teach a kid how to drive, right? You say, hey, you drive to school and back, drive to work and back. And then eventually, after a while, okay, you could drive, on a weekend, or you could do this, and by the time they're adult, they could do everything. It's the same thing with dogs. I don't know why we get in this habit of, we get a puppy and we let them get the whole house.
People just be excited to have a dog.
But they put that, oh, it's a baby. It's not a baby. Even a baby, you're not gonna let a baby roam the whole house.
Yeah.
So I get a puppy, I might let my puppy roam this room. Once he gets to the point where he's not using the bathroom in this room, and every time I take him out the crate, I let him outside, then after that, like, okay, now we go to the next room. But that's the biggest issue people have, like they humanize dogs. And
what else counts as humanizing dogs? So no shade to my friends and my peoples, but what is something that they're doing that they should probably stop doing?
Beating dogs for people will get a dog, they'll get like a German Shepherd and live in like a high-rise apartment. And get mad when the dog is tearing up everything or the dog is barking.
That dog was not happy.
He was not bred for that.
They need to be outside.
Yeah, and then people get mad all the time because like, oh, I've been trying to potty train this dog, I've been trying to train this dog, but he won't learn. And they get mad. The only reason they get mad is because the dog is a reflection of them. It's showing their inconsistency.
That's true. Same with kids, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You think just because the dog sits one time, you've been told the dog 1,000 times to sit, and he finally sit one time, that he learned behavior. Learning behavior is repetitions.
Right.
So that's like I said. I want to write a book one day about dog training and raising kids.
No, dog training for dummies.
Take that out.
Dog training for dummies. I think that's a great idea. It's probably already a thing, but
no, they got that. I want to make one that literally compares raising kids to raising dogs, because what I found is extremely similar.
Call it dog training. My personal philosophy. The bridge between raising a child and raising a dog. Do you like all animals or just dogs?
I'm not a.
Because you said horses earlier.
Yeah, horse. I mean, I love all animals. That don't mean I like them all. I tell people this all the time. I don't like dogs. I love them.
Okay.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
You're like, I love dogs to the point where like, I spend money on my dogs, but at the same time, because like I work with dogs every day, I don't allow dogs in the house.
I don't like that either. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And they were literally bred for being outside and working and stuff like that.
And they need the freedom to be able to like run, and that's why dogs be overweight and got health issues because you got them locked up in the house eating whatever.
But you got to be able to take accountability for that. Like if for instance with me, I know that I don't like dogs in the house, but best believe my dog's got a setup where, they got a better setup than most people.
I believe it. I've seen your dog kennels.
Yeah, so it's like they're not struggling, they're not suffering. I spend literally almost all day with my dogs every day. So, but it doesn't mean that I don't love them.
Yeah. Are you the type of like owner that you be like brushing their teeth and making them steak and stuff? No, that's kind of extra.
That is too extra.
They don't need their teeth brushed?
No, all you have to do, well, so the reason dogs' teeth and breath be smelling bad is because people feed like kibble all the time. And the vets, so I'm gonna let you know now, the people, they're not gonna like this. So for instance, like Purina, they make dog food.
It's not a good brand.
They sponsor a lot of like veterinarians and stuff like that, like vet schools.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna teach them, hey, you need to tell people that they need to feed this dog food.
What is that like another scheme to get them to
buy the dog food, because the dog, I mean, think about this, it's processed. Dog food is like almost like cereal in a sense.
Horrible.
So dogs they have allergies. It's like if you ate cereal every day, you're gonna start having health issues.
I was thinking that. I'm like, dang, cereal every day. That's all they eat twice.
Dogs are they literally have the same exact DNA as wolves. Wolves eat
Blood, flesh.
exactly. They eat raw food. So like with my dogs, and I cycle them on dog food because I'm not gonna feed them raw all the time, but I'm not gonna feed them kibble all the time, just for financial reasons. So what I do is, like, especially if I have them on a kibble diet, I'll give them a raw bone, not a cooked bone. I'll give them a raw bone, and then that allows them to clean their teeth, because raw bone, the consistency is different. It breaks down different. It could be beef, it could be chicken, like leg quarters. It could be something like that as well too, because the bone breaks down different. It doesn't splinter.
I thought chicken bone though, because I thought chicken bone like literally is sharp.
If you cook it, it splinters.
Oh, okay.
It's like boiling an egg. You know, the consistency becomes different. It's the same thing when you cook bones. The consistency becomes different.
Dang. So what do you be giving them bones? You never give them like a steak. Not even a cooked steak, a raw steak. You don't ever do that, or give them like. That sounds so bad, giving them raw meat.
I mean, every now and then, if I can afford it. But he ain't gonna eat steak and I'm not. That's just me.
He ain't better than me.
No.
In my house.
I'm sorry. I don't care nothing about it. Like, people, they can say what they want to say. My dog is not gonna eat that much better than me. He eat good. All of them eat good, but they're not gonna eat better than me.
I agree. They taken care of. That's all that matters. I feel like dogs can't even survive on their own. I don't know.
This is my philosophy. This might give me cancer. Dogs can't survive on their own. It's certain breeds that can't, because they were not bred for anything. For instance, like
poodle.
No, I ain't gonna say that, because poodles had a purpose. I think they were hunting dogs or something at one point in time, and they're very intelligent dogs.
They are.
I'm talking about the dogs like the Frenchies, the pocket bullies. Those dogs gonna die. I'm gonna tell you now. Them pocket bullies and them Frenchies, they're gonna be the first to go. If like all people just drop today, those dogs be the first to go.
Why they can't survive? Why?
Because like we bred them, they're designer dogs. They don't have no purpose. They bred to be an aesthetic, be like a piece of furniture.
Yeah. Dang. So who preys on them? Bigger dogs?
Shoot, anything. I mean, they hit in the wild.
So bulldogs would not survive? Well, they slow.
Then you gotta look at dogs, like how they develop. Even with the Rottweilers over time, like the breed, they've gotten bigger, but they're not, like a Rottweiler isn't what they used to be.
No, I feel like they way huskier. Or am I tripping?
Yeah, nah, for real.
They
to
like
the
big
point where
dogs.
when people see my Rottweilers, they like, oh, they must be mixed or something like that.
Can't
It's like, nah. Yeah. And it's like, nah, they're not mixed at all. And I get my dogs from Germany, like the old working German lines. So my dogs, they are smaller. But at the same time, they got the power of a Rottweiler, the temperament of a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
But because over time, dogs lose their purpose, when we start breeding dogs to be family dogs, like I said, they lose their purpose. And then now the dog is in the house, like we breeding the dog, we want it to be a piece of furniture and not what it was bred to do.
Right.
So now you got these bigger Rottweilers who can't breathe, who they bark 5 times, they out of breath. I don't want no dog like that protection me. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that he's a liability at this point.
So like you said, when it comes to dogs surviving in the wild, like a lot of these dogs will survive, like the Malinois, the Shepherds, the dogs that have purpose, the hunt dogs. But these designer dogs, these pocket bullies, these Frenchies, those dogs, they're not gonna make it.
No.
No.
Are all dogs trainable?
Yes. I
So-
feel like all dogs are trainable. It just depends on what you want to deal with.
Okay.
Like, for instance, like the you know what the Malinois is, right? The police dogs.
Yes. The police
So
dog.
it's a very easily trainable dog, but it's a terrible dog to live with.
And why is that?
They're not bred to be pets.
Okay, they're just safety dogs.
BTA, that's what it's bred for. That's it. Like a dog was literally bred to go. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's like that dog doesn't make a good pet.
What other dogs don't make good pets and people just be petting them up anyway?
Corsos, they've destroyed Corsos over the years. Like the kind of Corso.
Yeah.
Like
They so big.
Yeah, but they have fear-based aggression.
Oh, so they can snap.
But it's out of fear. It's because they're scared. It's not because the dog is confident. It's because people bring me dogs all the time. They say, I want to make this dog a protection dog because he's ready to bite everybody. That dog is a liability. He already scared. He walked into the room, he ready to bite somebody because he's scared. Give me the dog that's friendly, that he'll walk up to anybody, wagging his tail. I can make that dog a killer.
So is that an impossible job when somebody brings you a dog that you feel like he already kind of?
I'll tell him no. And I've done it plenty of times. I've told him no, like, nah, I don't want
He's too aggressive.
No, he's too scared. Like the first thing in his heart is fear.
Okay, he can't do nothing if that's the place that he's coming from.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Like I said, give me the dog, give me the German Shepherd that's just happy to see everybody. And another thing is this too, like, you can't bring me like a golden retriever or a dog that wasn't bred to be a protection dog and ask me to make it a protection dog.
Because it's really about what type of dog they are.
Yeah, well, like what they was bred for, and then on top of that too, and I've seen golden retrievers who have done bite work. But if you actually think about it, something is off in that dog's head because that's not what it was bred for.
Yeah, that's true.
So
them dogs be crazy, or they mix with something.
Either mix with something or there's a loose switch for that dog to be able to be like that. And what they did was the dog has some type of genetic defect, insecurity, whatever it may be, and they preyed upon it and made it into now the dog bites people or whatever. And it's a golden retriever.
Let me find out dogs got mental health issues too.
That's another thing. They do.
Really?
Every dog in a rescue shelter does not need to be saved. And I hate to say that. Because you have some dogs that have, because like it goes back to breeding dogs for purpose. The Corsos, Rottweilers, anything, like they were bred for a purpose at one point in time. Now we breed this dog because of this color. And we breed this dog because of this color.
Stupid stuff.
Like, for instance, like blue, like the gray, it's a variation of black. Sometimes it's a variation of brown too.
Yeah.
And it's a genetic defect. Sometimes that could play into the dog's mental as well too.
Really?
And what people will do is they don't pay attention. Like I see with the bullies all the time, like the champagne color. Most of the time when I get one of those dogs to train, it always has like some type of aggression issue.
Really? Like the light-skinned dog versus the dark-skinned dog?
Yeah, it always has an aggression issue.
But I thought dogs were like colorblind.
No, it's not that.
Okay.
I'm saying because people are breeding for this certain color, they're not taking into effect the dog's mental stability.
Oh.
So people are breed this dog because it's beautiful, and then this dog because it's beautiful. Well, this dog right here he has fear aggression like crazy.
Yeah.
This dog right here is scared of the world. Now you mix that together.
Some scary dogs.
You get some pretty dogs, but you get some dogs that half of them are liabilities and half of them are scared of everything.
Oh, a lot of people don't know that. People just be trying to make money.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's the problem. They match together anything.
And you can train all you want to, and you can even make do with the best you can. But like, no matter what, you can never out-train like genetics.
Yeah.
A dog is gonna be what they're gonna be.
Same as humans.
Yeah, that's why even like with my protection dogs, I tell people all the time, when you get this puppy, take it slow, like let them be a puppy until a year old and then start doing protection work.
Yeah.
A lot of people, what they want to do is they want to start doing protection work with the puppy at, 8 weeks, thinking that they're going to build them up. Really what you're going to do is burn them out. If a dog is bred right, that's why pedigrees are important. If a dog is bred right, then the genetics are going to be what they're going to be.
Yeah. Okay. So then, how do you know what type of dogs to stay away from when you go to a shelter? Like, we be trying to save the dogs, like, oh, he's so cute, he look like he been through something. But like, is that a red flag? How do we know what dogs
That's
are
a good question, because everybody think just because the dog's in the shelter and it's timid or something like that, they think it's been abused. That is not true.
Sometimes they're crazy.
Yeah, sometimes like the dog is just not genetically stable.
So they put those down, ultimately.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Before we go, I know they're gonna ask, are you single? Who you seeing? Who you dating? They heard single dad and everybody got excited. So tell us.
Right now, I'm more so just kind of just working on me.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing, making sure I'm in the right mind space, because my next goal is to be married. And I want to be, you know, the best man I could be, not just as a father, but also as a husband as well too. So
yeah. When do you feel like that might happen for you?
you know, that's up to God. All I can do in the meantime is, like, I'm not necessarily preparing myself for like a person, but I'm preparing myself like just for me. I know if I keep growing as a person, like, God's gonna bring me the right person, and I need to be ready for them.
Amen.
I feel like that's what a lot of people kind of mess up at, like in relationships. They get in a relationship and they stop growing as individuals.
Yeah, because they're so focused and consumed with someone else.
Yeah.
So that's why they say you gotta be the best version of yourself before you can be with anybody else. That's self-love. That's you knowing your flaws, you knowing what you need to work on, grow. Like, relationships are uncomfortable. And so I'm not gonna be in something that's gonna be draining, and you know, if I'm not who I need to be yet.
Right.
Are you being intentional?
Very much so. About everything that I do. Like, that's kind of like been my word for the past year. My therapist, she always say that. She's like, you need to be intentional about everything that you do.
Yeah.
So definitely when it comes to dating, like being intentional. I'm not trying to waste nobody's time. I don't want nobody wasting mine. So that's why I said I kind of just been keeping to myself. And most of the time, you know, everybody say they wanna date a business owner or entrepreneur, but it's a lot that comes with that. Or date somebody who's a good father. It's a lot that comes with that, because those things, unfortunately, they're at the top of my priority list.
Yeah.
So my time is
Limited.
It's limited, so it's like, but that's why it's called quality time, not quantity time.
And you gotta be flexible.
Yeah.
Like we're at that age now where we kind of do have a lot going on, so dating is like that's a plus, that's a luxury.
Yeah, like we're in the later in our 20s. It's kind of like, now it's almost like, I just need to work on my career.
Grind time. And then 30s is what I'm hearing. That's where you start having fun for real.
I'm starting to realize like the 30s is where I thought I was gonna be at in my 20s.
And that's okay, because now we are literally being adults in the most difficult time to be adults in. So we gotta give ourselves grace for that alone. It was not this hard 20 years ago. So, you know, the best thing we can do is focus and lock in these 20s, ride them out. And then once we hit 30, it's up.
Yeah. Like I said, you know, just main thing is just working on me. So.
I love that. I respect that. He's single. That's what I heard from that. But anyway, the time has come for us to close it on up. But I'm so very appreciative of you coming on the podcast. Look, I'm gonna make sure I tag his pages so y'all can follow him. It was a joy. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you for having me.